Look everyone, after trying very hard, I've made some friends. Won't you join me too and subscribe?
There are three major parts to this video. I've already done a basic overview of the hunters, so go check it out if you missed it. But I'm still going to do a review of things that I might not have mentioned. Then I'm going to review Ginu. Finally, I'm going to recreate the remaining Saja Boys using male dolls I already own. One of the things I wanted to emphasize about the girls is, well, take a look at these fingers. Do you see how dainty these fingers are? They're very soft and flexible. You might be wondering, how does that work out with their weapons? Well, I use rubber bands. They can kind of hold it, but they will drop it if you try to do too much motions. So using rubber bands is the best way to keep the weapons attached to their hands. The glove on Mira is kind of a rubbery mold, and you can see that there's a little slit through it. I wish Barbie did all their gloves like this, because then I wouldn't hate them so much. I do not like the mittens that they usually do. The hands are removable, and look at that peg. Does the peg look familiar to you? It's the same peg as the removable Barbie, the swappable hand Barbie. So I'm pretty sure that means that the hands can be used with this doll. The only problem is that this doll is pale, and it's closer to the palest Barbie tone and not the tone of the swappable Barbie. Mira's boots are that very light vinyl material that I love for boots, and I'm so happy that they are a mostly fabric boot and not plastic like Brooklyn's. And the other thing about Mira is that she does have this little ribbon panting on her skirt. It helps keep the skirt in place. I took off Rumi's shoes because they are the easiest to take off. If you paid attention to the foot, you saw that the foot is a lot bigger than a Barbie foot. I can do a quick comparison. Here you go. Do you see the difference? It's really different. It's even around the arch. So this means we have to have a discussion about shoes. I don't know about you guys, but these are some of my favorite cheap Barbie heels. I usually get them on AliExpress. They have a great tendency to fit well on all the dolls because they're decent length and the heel is really sturdy. And they even fit the petite because of the strap going around the ankle. So it can stay sturdily on her foot. And I can even generally get a curvy doll into this shoe. However, this is what it looks like on Rumi. You can see that the back of her foot is kind of poking through it. But for the most part, she is able to get in this shoe. I only chose that shoe because I know that she has a foot that's about the same width as a curvy doll. And because these boots usually fit great on a curvy, I tried them out on Rumi. However, her foot's poking out a lot in the back, and it's going to be a fight to get her foot pushed any further in. So, next up, I'm going to try her in the shoes that I usually use for my Wakanda Forever dolls or my Color Infusion Integrity dolls. They cost $2 to $3 on AliExpress, Dollar Express, and they come in a variety of colors with either closed or open toes. They're very easy to slip on for her, and you can see there's actually room in the back, and her toes do not go all the way to the front. In fact, let me get a pair of the black ones so you can see that better. These are a pair of red bottom, and actually for this particular pair, it's a perfect fit. And you can see what she looks like if you ever want her to wear anything, normal, less flashy or different. However, tennis shoes. Perhaps you could find heeled tennis shoes, but it's probably best to fit her in a decent pair of ILY, Disney's ILY doll tennis shoes. In fact, let's go ahead and try some on. I actually used these in my swappable doll video also, and she also has a heeled foot. So you can't even tell when they're wearing them that they have this heeled foot. It looks perfectly normal, perfectly legit. So these are the 2 shoes that I recommend. Or you can swap the shoes between the 3 girls. Right now, the girls are out and about and they're hanging out in the middle of the street trying to have a normal day. But because they're so famous, we need to put them into disguises. And I was looking through my clothes and I ended up realizing something. Outside of being difficult to get unique or interesting green Barbie clothes, the other color that's actually sort of rare is purple. Though, when I was looking for hoodies, I found 2 that were purple. So, 2 of the girls are going to basically be wearing purple, and it's not necessarily going to match their clothes, but I just want to get them into something quick. And even though I haven't seen this movie in a while, I could have sworn that when they were out and about, they were wearing hoodies. Well, let's go ahead and take a closer look at Rumi's body. You can see her demon markings, the veining going up and down her arms. I don't see any on her back, mostly just on her upper arms. And then there's some right here around her neck. I don't know if you could see that because she's wearing a high collar to block it off. So let's take this off and see how far it goes down around her chest. And then again, you can see how dainty her fingers are. You know what? I'm surprised that because this is supposed to be playline, that they didn't make it to where the scars appear and disappear by temperature, because I thought that was like a favorite thing they like to do with playline dolls. Though in the movie, I don't believe her markings ever went away, so I guess that wouldn't really make sense for her. So here's Rumi in her secret identity hiding clothing. And probably for the second time ever, the hole that's in the back of these sweatshirts has worked out perfectly, especially for her with her long ponytail. And when you try to splay their legs, this is about as much as they can spread them. And when you put her to sit, you can see a little bit of her booty cheeks there. That's ultimately going to be their sitting position. I only have 2 chairs out, so one of them's going to be standing up and back while they're hiding out at this little street cafe. If you're wondering about Mira's shoulder pad thing, it's tagged onto her shirt, as well as a rubber band is wrapped around holding it down. And I don't know if I want to remove it at this time, but putting clothes on over it is going to not be a fun process. So we shall see. So my plan for these dolls at this time is that I'm going to keep them in their outfits shelved, because I did pre-order the concert set. Mostly, I bought these for their clothes. Yeah, I did get the generic clothes, but I really like the quality of Mattel's clothing. I know that there apparently are a lot of doll collectors in the forum that are anti-vinyl, even though, this skirt is not true vinyl. It's more like a raincoat material. The jacket is more of a vinyl that's printed on. I want to say it's a different type of vinyl than they usually do. So between this skirt and this jacket, I was really interested in them. And look how good they go together. I was really also interested in getting Mira's boots. And Zoey I purchased more out of curiosity because the AliExpress knockoff pants are really good. I mean, even though the Mattel ones have a true waistband with a Velcro attachment and it has the rubbery molded suspenders, the material coloring is more faded in comparison to the AliExpress ones, and I really enjoy the quality of the AliExpress ones. I mean, I even used it on several dolls in my videos already because that's how much I like it, okay? So for Mira, I think I'm going to get a hat to help her with her disguise. So here's Mira's secret hiding outfit. They're not too conspicuous looking, are they? Now we'll go for Zoey. She should be relatively simple. She has this arm brace on that just curls around her arm and it pulls off fairly easily. I want to express again how thankful I am for the quick removable hands, because when the fingers are this soft and you're trying to put them into shirts or jackets, their fingers can get stuck. So I really appreciate removable hands. It makes it so easy to change dolls' clothes. Also, I've heard a lot of people in the forums complaining that Barbie doesn't really do fingernails. And these girls have slight fingernails. So I think that's going to make a lot of people happy. But we'll see, because, people like to be miserable. And here we go. Here's Zoey. We're going to have her be the one in the back that's standing, mostly because she's short and it'll help her fit under the umbrella. Now it's time to open Ginu. First of all, I would like to say, if you watch my swappable hand Barbie video, go check it out. I said in that video, hint, hint, Mattel, why don't you do a guy next with swappable hands? And what do we have here? We have a swappable hand on this Ginu. He does have very fair skin though, so he kind of doesn't count because his body won't work with a lot of the Kens. The doll box is set up kind of like Barbie Extra, where there's a 50% chance you just have to rip the heck out of it to get the doll out. Especially if you're not going to be careful, which I don't plan on being. But I still manage because, hey, the pictures are still pretty much intact. So, hey, it's possible. The jeans are the kind of like ripped jeans. There's like a perfect rip right there. And because the jeans are more of a printing fabric and not true denim, I think that's why it looks so perfect. And even then, do you know how I feel about cut-up jeans? I didn't even like it when it was a thing, when it was in style. And I certainly don't like it now. So, he also comes with a little can of soda, based on the Soda Pop song, and his pink shades. He comes with a pink vinyl belt. I don't quite see how it's attached, but I'm hoping it's not one of those onesie situations. And we are about to find out. He has T-ties back here that are holding his hands and feet, and there are no T-ties going through his head. The T-ties that are wrapping his hands and feet are just with a little strap with the way he's secured. I don't mind it. This is probably the best they've done in a while. I do appreciate the can of soda, but he doesn't come with a true, cup holding hand. Instead, he comes with this hand making this finger gesture. Can somebody tell me what this is supposed to represent? Because I don't get it, and they've been doing this a lot. They even did it for that swappable hand Barbie, and I'm not sure what this hand gesture is supposed to be. I mean, it's like, hey, you owe me some money. That hand gesture, or a little something, something, I believe that this is also like a curse word in another language, but I don't think that it is in Korean. If it is, let me know, because what is this? The only other thing I could think of is right when you snap your fingers, this gesture comes up. But other than that, I mean, they've been doing this gesture and I don't know what the importance is. Maybe I'm old, I'm just not getting it. So let me know. I'm for now just going to put it back on his normal hand. He can splay his legs slightly, which makes him, for me, 100 times better than the Ken the Movie doll. When he sits down, he can sit with his legs slightly sprawled, which, like I said, is so much better than the Ken the Movie Ken, who's forced to sit with his legs so close together. Ginu has little hearts on his tennis shoes with a little pink trim or around the rim that is cute. There's no articulation at the ankle, and obviously you see that he has articulation at the knee and at the hip. Since his hands are swappable, he's obviously articulated at the wrists. His hands are also nice and soft, flexible fingers. He has articulation at the elbow and the shoulder, and he comes with a nice silver chain and has earrings on both sides. You know, I usually don't care for dolls with molded hair. He's not too bad, and I'm really appreciating his body because what he can do. And you know, beggars can't be choosers, or can we? Because we're not really begging, we're paying for it. The shirt has a Velcro opening in the back, and did you see that? 2 pieces. So his pants are separate from his pink shirt. That makes me so happy. So far, I do like this body. May they do more of this particular style of Ken versus the Ken the movie Ken. And I'm just going to put the soda pop on the ladies' table. His pink shades are very nice. They came out of the box easily, unlike the can of soda, which I feel like I almost wrecked trying to get it out. I feel like his shades, like the molding on his hair is preventing his shades from going completely up his nose, and that's a little odd, but they still fit him pretty decently. While I did like K-pop Demon Hunters and was very excited about the dolls, mostly I was really excited as a boy doll collector and really excited about the possibility of Mattel doing all the Saja Boys. Despite all that, I'm not like, I didn't know the name of the boys. So I went online to look up the name of the rest of the guys, and it gave me such a chuckle when I saw their names. Their names are, of course, Ginu, Mystery, Abby, Romance, and Baby. Can you guess which one of them is Mystery? Clearly, it's the one whose face you can't see. And then Abby is this guy because we all love him because of his abs. And this one is clearly Romance because the way his hair goes around his head in the shape of a heart. That said, Baby is obviously the one with the baby face, and their names are just so obvious, like, but it's funny. I don't know if that's their nicknames or if that's actually their given names, but that's what I found online as being their names. I have seen a lot of reenactments of Soda Pop with different comedians or dance groups covering the music and the dances. And that was on my mind when I made my doll choices for the band members. For Baby, it was either going to be this BTS member or this BTS member. Obviously, I was leaning towards the first guy because he's the only male doll that I have that has greenish hair like Baby does in the cartoon. But just like some of the reenactments, the guys don't always make a point of ensuring that their hair color matches. You know the characters they're portraying relatively, I think based on their clothes usually. So I think what matters mostly for this guy is that the character has a baby face. And that's why I'm going to choose this BTS member. Don't ask me which one it is. I am not ARMY, so I have no idea. And even if you are ARMY, you probably don't know either offhand unless you also collected the dolls. So this BTS member is who I'm going to choose to be Baby. And, you know, if you are ARMY, go ahead and tell me what you think about me choosing this particular member to play the character Baby. Is this a good decision? Let me know. So, I was still trying to make decisions based on hair color. from my Asian dolls. And I chose this Integrity doll. So yeah, we're moving all around the place with the male doll collections. Ah, he's too tall. We'll have to do something about the camera. So this is Tate Tanaka, and I want him to play Abby. But I'm going to rebody him because there's another couple of characters that might have an integrity body, and I want to choose the one that is the buffest. So I plan on putting his head on a JHD body for this reenactment. So let's put him to the side. I'm going to redress all of them for this in any case. So I'm just going to put him here, and you can see that that really makes baby look baby, right? Next up, we can either go with mystery or romance. Mystery is actually going to be the most difficult for me, I believe. So let's go ahead and go with romance. So for romance, I'm going to use Aiden, who is a Necot doll. His hair is permanently parted on one side, and I might have difficulty making his hair go up and fall into a heart position, but I'm going to see what I can do. His hair is more of a soft lilac than a pink like Romance's hair, but he has the sharp features that Romance has, so I think that he would be great for that spot. Also, I'm probably going to have to make him a pair of pants for this because he's really tall. He's tall as a basketball player. He's taller than Integrity, taller than JHD. He has really long legs. I'm going to stick him in the back here. So at this point, we have 4 of the 5 characters for the band. The last one up is mystery. And for the final mystery, I'm thinking of using Brandon, Barbie Looks number 17, the Dark Blasian. And the reason why I chose to use him is because he has a flocked scalp. The only way I figured I was going to be able to get this purple hair covering his face was to use a wig. And you know that I do have doll wigs since I do Wig Wednesday, typically, though obviously not this week. And because he has a flocked scalp, it's going to be so much easier to put a wig on him. So we're back! And you're probably like, what, we left? Yes, well, I left. My phone died. And in the meantime, I didn't let that stop me. Of course not. I had to go dress all the guys, sew some pants, put some clothes together, and mystery is where I last stopped. So let me tell you what I did. I do not own a lavender wig to match Mystery's hair, but I do have a deep purple one. And if you watch any of my She-Ra series, you would have seen it. And here it is on Brandon. I was able to shift the hair down to cover his face just like it needs to be. And it also has a perfect tint, which still goes along with Mystery. When I see Mystery's character, he always seems to be wearing a sweater. He wears tight jeans and has sort of a retro 60s styling. And so I went for that look. The shirt he's wearing is from the Holiday Kens. The sweater is a BJD 30 centimeter doll sweater. The jeans are actually girl jeans from AliExpress that I was actually able to fit on a Ken. I just whipped up the belt. It's a leather scrap with a big button belt buckle. That's right, I'm bringing back the big belt buckles and thick leather belts just for this series. They're all going to be a little pasteled out. Next up, let's do romance. With romance, I tried to flare out his hair a bit more, but it still keeps falling. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have showed you a close-up of Mystery. Here's a close-up of Mystery, and you can see his hair poking out of the back. Now back to romance. I flared out his hair as much as I could to the sides and tried to lift it a bit to give it more of a heart shape around his face. Of course, his hair is more the color that you would have anticipated for mystery, but he just doesn't have enough hair to cover his beautiful face, and his face is more narrow like Romance's. I tried to give him a very similar look to what I felt Romance would wear. In the pictures, I saw him wearing jeans and a yellow top, and he usually has more of a streamlined look. His dress shirt is usually slightly unbuttoned. I just realized he's too tall for this shot again. His vest is a BJD Dolls vest. The shirt is Kid Supers. The pants, because he's a very tall Necot doll, I made, and I also made his belt. Next up is Baby. It was a simple transformation. As soon as I opened up my jackets and I saw this Barbie jacket, I knew I wanted to put it on him. It has little teddy bear prints on it. The cute vest with the little bow tie combo is from the horseback riding Barbie. I had gotten the Brooklyn one in hopes that it was fully articulated. It was not articulated at the ankles, even though it was that way in the description. And they refunded me, but they told me to go ahead and keep the doll. And that's how I ended up with this top. The pants are from the Ken Looks number 17, the one that's right behind him. And that's where the pink pants are from. He could have also fit Barbie pants, but I think his legs would have looked too thin. And I wanted him to look just a tiny bit more stocky, and that's why I kept him in men's pants. Finally, it's Abby with the abs. So what I did for him, well, the biggest change, as you might have noticed, is that I swapped him from an integrity body over to a muscular JHD body to give him the broadness in the chest that he needed for this group. His pants are just naturally tight from just wearing normal Ken pants. They mostly fit around him with a slight gap, so the belt is doing the rest of the work, which is just a Velcro cable tie. The shirt is from Ting. I might have mentioned them before. I really like their men's clothes, and I think they're really good quality. Their female clothes are good too. And for the guys, they usually have these fun shirts. Abby is usually wearing some sort of Hawaiian shirt, so this kiwi shirt is perfect for him. And then I managed to find a beanie that was also green to go with his kiwi shirt and to finish off his look. I'm so happy I managed to pull out some decent Asian male dolls to make my Saja Boys look come true. Even if Mattel doesn't do it, I was able to still put them out. Though I'm still hoping that, they will. Let me know in the comments which one your favorite is, how you felt like they came out, which dolls you might have used to create the Saja Boys. I tell you right now that Abby is my favorite because, well, he's my favorite Saja Boy in general. I love his big broad chest, and I love this transformation. For me, this is the best I've seen him look, so I'm going to keep this look for him and just keep his integrity body as a backup body. Are you going to collect any of the K-pop demon hunters? How about the Saja Boys? Ginu? The demon Ginu that's coming out next year that was pre-order? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for playing dolls with me.
Anyone wanna play with me? If you like that video, you should consider watching one of these. Watch this one. Do it. Do it now. You're not doing anything about it. You know you're not. Oh, and like it and subscribe.